Hello and welcome to the EyeC Demo Center in Hamburg. My name is Ralph Beyer, and today I want to give you a short demo of the EyeC ProofRunner system, 100% inspection system designed for either press or rewinder installations. In this case, we are showing the system on a rewinder, but EyeC also offers the same system for press installations with a complete quality link workflow system. That means you can find the defects on the press, save the defects into a file, reevaluate the defects and decide where and when you want the rewinder to stop, and then use that program on the rewinder to stop and exchange the labels in that case. A benefit of the EyeC ProofRunner highlight system we're showing here is it's designed specifically to be able to inspect highly embossed and foiled objects. That means images that previously would have a lot of reflections, the mirror effect because of the embossing with the foiling on top is now corrected for in the lighting system in the new ProofRunner highlight system, and we can inspect highly embellished products. This is critically important also in our carton inspection systems where many products are highly embellished. In this case, we've got a roll of wine labels that we've had printed for us with embossing and foiling, and that's what we're going to show you today. A quick description of the rewinder we're using here. This is a Rollicon RSH 440. It's a standard inspection slitter rewinder. That means at the back end, right after the unwind, we have inspection system. In this case, the EyeC, obviously. The system designed then to inspect, and then when there's a defect, it will stop in a specific position we've located. In this case, we've asked it to stop here. After the stop and the replacement of labels, we move on forward through a slitting section with a web guide to control it, and then a rewind. So it's a basic system that you can purchase from many rewinder manufacturers for finishing your product. So let's move right on to the demo. What you see here is the start screen of the ProofRunner system. On the left side, you've got the input area where the operator can input the job data, the article numbers, retrieve the PDFs, etc., and the size of the job. That can be done either with a search, which can be set up to go directly to a certain file directory, or we can use your job traveler if it's got a barcode traveler, then we can use that as well, and I'll show you how that works. On the right side of the screen is the operator workflow. So you can see we're now in the enter job data section, and the next step will be to capture an image. So let's enter the job data. So in this case, I'm using a job traveler. So my order number is brought in, and there's my article number. You can see when the article number is brought in, the PDF is automatically selected from the file path that we've set up for you. So in this case, we've got two labels. It's a combo job. We've got a top label or a front label and a back label for this particular wine bottle. And we can see that both PDFs are here. You can also see here that we've selected combo job, which means there's two labels. If it's only a single label, then we don't need the combo job. It's a benefit of the EyeC system that we can actually have combo jobs, which means you don't have to create a special PDF that is your entire repeat. We can use whatever PDFs are in that repeat, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 different labels. The system will automatically load the PDF, and then when we do the comparison to the captured image, it will automatically search out the PDF that matches or the repeat that matches the PDF, and then compare them. For this, we use our Prooffiler software, which you may be familiar with, which is a very powerful PDF comparison tool, PDF to image comparison tool. So we can move right on to the next step then, which is to capture an image. So you can see I hit capture an image. The operator moves on to capturing the image. And this is automatically starts the machine. So we've integrated the machine and the EyeC system together so that they work in conjunction with each other. So now I want to define my system by PDF. So here I have a choice. I can define the system manually, or I can define it by the PDF. Because I have a PDF, I'm obviously going to use that. If you don't have a PDF, you need to simply frame the area you want to inspect and then decide whether they're good or bad. So what's popped up here is, actually it's from our Profiler software, is a preview of what's inside that PDF. So you can see there's different layers, different technical layers. I'll explain those a little later because it's a huge benefit that we extract these layers. So in this case, I'm going to apply the settings. It can also be set up that this dialog doesn't pop up. If you know that your settings are always correct from the pre-press side, you don't need to have that dialog pop up and have the operator have to do any intervention. It can skip right to the next step where those layers are accepted. So now we can see the second one came up. The same thing. We have the dialog, or we have the different technical layers. We're going to apply those settings. And so the next step will be that the system will look for these two PDFs on the repeat and match them up, and then do an inspection of the PDF against the repeat to make sure that the repeat that we've taken is good. So here you can see that we've now captured an image of I think you can set it how many repeats you want to actually capture for your golden sample image. In this case, I've got 6, 7 repeats, and it actually has come up. It's compared it to the PDFs that were loaded, and it's come up with some orange areas. Orange areas mean that the operator needs to make a decision: is this acceptable or not? In this case, you can see that the orange area is our variable code. So obviously, variable codes are not inspected because you'd get a defect every repeat. So we want to accept that as okay because we're going to be reading that section. We won't be inspecting it. So I can go through here and accept all the variable codes. And says okay. Once that's done, I can now adopt that image. So you can see what's happened is it's found a perfect repeat out of that image. I can also set it up to choose 2 or 3 or 4 repeats and make it all. That way you get some averaging effect. So that's all within the setup parameters that you have. So in this case, I've set up 1 repeat is fine for me. I'm happy with that. And it's chosen a good repeat that has no defects except for the variable codes, which obviously which we want. So my next step is adopt this and say, this is what I want to use for the next stage. And then the operator will be prompted to go to inspection. So I can also define special regions, which we'll talk about later, but in this case, I want to move right to inspection. It's asking me to confirm that I have an area that is not inspected the variable codes, which is fine. And now the inspection starts. You can see the machine is coupled directly with our inspection system. So again, the start happens directly by us. So now we can see the next defect is actually an ink spot. It'll show me that it's up here in this area, and yeah, it's clearly an ink spot. As an operator, I would replace that label and then move on to the next one. So I said, yes, I've replaced that label. Again, all these actions are included in the report so that you can see what the operator did, and if there was an issue later that they accepted something you shouldn't have, you can find out what it is, and gives you an opportunity for retraining or whatever actions you need from that. So we can see the next failure is coming up, and again, it's an issue in the foiling section. As I described in the beginning, this is a very unique capability of the EyeC systems that we can find even within a foiled area like that. We can find breakages and different problems. So it's in this bottom repeat. Yeah, and I can see that's a completely overfoiled region, and I would replace that label as well. We can also look at the next one right away and say, is that okay? And say that's obviously going to be some dust or some print spray in the image, which we're not going to accept. I can reject it already as well, so it'll stop there and we can replace the label. So that's the basic inspection. Once you're finished with the inspection and you've finished your role, you can stop and go to report. So the inspection report is designed, like I said, to give you traceability of every job, what's happened, what was used, what wasn't. So you can see in here, I'll zoom up a little bit so you can see a little better. But in the inspection report, you've got first all the parameter sets that were used, whether they're high inspection region, what were the parameter sets of that region. Also, it says who the job operator was, when it was, time-stamped, and everything about the job itself. Then it'll also show you the PDF that was used and the mask that was used within the PDF. And then it will also show you the repeat that was used as your golden template. So after that, all of the defects that were captured and whether they're accepted, replaced, ignored, is also in the report so that you have complete traceability back. Once you're finished, you can go to a new job. The operator will be prompted with the standard screen again and can start again. So, a couple things about the ProofRunner Highlight. The ProofRunner Highlight, as I said, is designed to do standard inspection as well as highly embossed and foiled product. We have it available in 4K and 8K resolution, so the Highlight UHD is 8K resolution. At a 450 wide system, 4K resolution is typically enough for any inspection, including pharmaceutical inspection. As you get to the brighter or wider system, 600, 800 millimeters, 8K resolution may be required if you are reading very small codes with small elements, or if you want to find very small defects based on your pharmaceutical requirements or your end customer requirements. So that's available in 4K and 8K, as I said. A benefit of the EyeC system is that whether you're using 4K, 8K, there's no restriction on your speed. So rewinders can typically, if you've got a 600 millimeter rewinder, it can run 600 meters a minute. We can keep up with those speeds, no problem, even with our 8K cameras. There are a number of options also available for the ProofRunner systems. They include things like distance measurements, which means you could measure distance between repeats. That's important in applications like foil printing for blister pack, those sort of things. You can also put in a delta E measurement wherever you want. So you've got a spot color or something you want to track. It will measure the change in delta over the golden image. That's used more in press applications where you actually want to monitor the colors to look for color starvation, ink starvation, those sort of things. In a rewinder, typically not as often used because it's already printed. There's not much you can do about it. But and the normal contrast settings will find large deviations in color in any case. So as I said, PDF and code reading. In this case, we've had code reading on. What you also get with your report is an export, a CSV file of all the codes that were read in that, so that you can, with your shipment that you send to your customer, you can say, these are all the codes that are in there, so they can use it for traceability, things like that. Again, very important in the pharmaceutical environment. So I think I've covered most of the options and the capabilities of the system. If you have more questions and need more information, please give us a call or contact us through our website program, and we can help you. As you can see, we have a full rewinder here. You can send us a roll of material, anything up to 450 wide and 400 or 500 millimeters bright. And we can do a test for you, either bring you online and web, or you can come here with a system to Hamburg and we can do it for you as well. Within our demo center, we also have a carton inspection system, as well as all our offline systems, Profiler. So we're fully equipped to handle any customer with their own material in our demo center. So that's available to you. Just give us a call and we'll set it up for you. So thank you very much for your attention today. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon about your inspection needs. Thank you.